Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Hi guys, it is about 12 p.m. on Saturday the 17th of March. Welcome to a new vlog. It's a little bit later in the day than I generally make it to the library on a Saturday, but it's been a bit of a busier day today, so I went for coffee this morning as usual, and then it's actually the day of the state election here in South Australia, so I had to go vote this morning after coffee, so I've done that. And then once I got home, my parents and I had a little mini phone conference to decide what we were going to go see at the Fringe tonight. So I'm actually going to the Fringe again tonight to see a show. I'm taking my parents to see a show with that voucher that my boss gave me. So we're going to see a like comedy cabaret thing that's like, I think it's a drag queen show where it's like a comedy thing about musicals. So hopefully that should be a lot of fun, and we're going to go in and like get some dinner and stuff before. So that should be fun tonight. So I'm just here at the library now. I actually don't have anything to pick up, so I'm not even probably going to go in, but there's like a slot on the outside where you can put your returns, and I've got books to put back. This afternoon I've got a video that I need to edit and get uploaded, and I also have 2 videos that I need to film at some point this weekend, which I would prefer to do this afternoon because I have our first soccer game of the season is tomorrow morning, so I'll look a bit more of a hot mess tomorrow, so I'd prefer to do it today if I have the time. So that is basically the live update. In terms of reading, since the last clip of the last vlog, I haven't read anything since I last spoke to you guys. So I think I'm on chapter 7 of Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian, which is my buddy read with Mel over at That Girl Bookworm. So I haven't read any further in that, and I'm still 82% of the way through the audiobook of This Is How It Always Is, which I don't think I'll get any more read of that until Monday when I go back to work, because I don't generally have any audiobook listening opportunities over the weekend. So I haven't really got anything read. Hopefully I can get some reading done this afternoon, because the show that we're going to, I think we're going to head into the city at about 6:30 and like get dinner and stuff, but the show's not till 9:30, so it'll be another later night. So yeah, I don't know how much reading I'll get done because I've got a few things to do this afternoon and all of that, and like I said, I've got soccer tomorrow. I don't have anything else going on tomorrow that I can think of except for soccer, so like my brother's not playing tomorrow, any of that. So yeah, so that's it for this update. I think I might talk to you guys this afternoon if I happen to get any reading done, but probably not. I'll probably more likely end up talking to you guys tomorrow afternoon, hopefully when I've got some more reading done in Burn for Burn. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 7 p.m. on Sunday the 18th of March. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a quick update because we're rapidly losing the light. I had my first game of soccer for the season this year, and it was really windy, and I think I'm a little bit windburnt. But unfortunately we lost, but it's the first game, and obviously it's a new team. Most of us have not played together before, so hopefully I've got a lot to build on for the rest of the season. But yeah, so I had that in the morning, and then basically I was home about 1, and I was just really tired, and I felt like slept for a little bit, and I had a shower and washed my hair, and then I've got home from having dinner at my parents' place. But so I have been reading Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This is my buddy read that I'm doing with Mel. So I'm on page 177, so I'm like kind of right on kind of the halfway point, and I am enjoying this, and I would really like to get most of the way through this tonight, which should be doable. I don't have anything else. I've got to do a load of washing, but that shouldn't take up too much time, so hopefully I'm just going to spend the rest of the evening. I wanted to edit one of my other videos to get ahead of it. I wanted to do that this afternoon, but that didn't end up happening, so even if I just do a little bit of editing on that just to get a little bit ahead, and then just basically read and watch BookTube for the evening. Obviously back to work tomorrow. But yeah, so that's all I think I have to report. I've got that audiobook, This Is How It Always Is by Laurie Frankel to finish off tomorrow when I go back to work, and I also have another audiobook. I think I think it's Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. I think that's the one that's come in that I should be able to start tomorrow too. But that's it, I think, for this clip. I'll talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is about 5:40 on Monday, the 19th of March. I just got home from work a little while ago and thought I would give you guys the standard after work reading update. I actually have a lot to report. So, last night I got about 3/4 of the way through Burn for Burn by Jenny Hunt and Siobhan Vivian before I went to bed. But then after I went to bed, I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't sleep for a real long time. So at about midnight, I ended up turning my light back on, and I ended up reading the rest and finishing Burn for Burn. So this is the buddy read that I was doing with Mel. So this book is a contemporary YA that follows 3 girls who are from separate, like, they're not friends, they're in separate groups at high school. One of them is a new girl, one of them is in like the popular clique, and then one of them is a bit more of like, I don't know what the right term would be. She's a bit more of a badass type group, I guess. And the 3 of them end up, through circumstances, joining together to help each other get revenge on, they each have one like kind of individual that they want to get revenge on for various reasons, and so they all team up together to help each other get revenge. This was really easy to read, really quick read, pretty enjoyable. The writing wasn't always great. I didn't feel like the writing always like flowed very well. I will also say that there are trigger warnings in this for rape, suicidal ideation, and depression. I thought that, so the 3 girls are Kat, Mary, and Lilia, and I thought the character of Mary was quite underdeveloped. Of the 3 girls, she was a bit more just kind of glossed over, and I guess that's kind of because she was the new girl at school. So because of that, you didn't have many scenes of her like hanging out with anyone, so you didn't really get to see much of her as a character. I did think it was enjoyable. It went down some like roads that I wasn't expecting. The kind of plot took some parts that I wasn't expecting, and overall it was really enjoyable, but nothing really like spectacular for me. I am really excited to see where it goes in future books, like what's going to happen next. In the end, I gave this 3.25 stars. So I then, while I was at work today, finished the audiobook for This Is How It Always Is by Laurie Frankel. This is the audiobook that I had listened to most of last week, and I finished it off this morning. This is an adult literary fiction, I've mentioned before, that focuses on a family, and the youngest member of that family does have gender dysmorphia and is biologically a boy, but is struggling with his kind of gender identity and whether they want to be a boy or a girl, and so on. And it mainly focuses on the parents and how they are dealing like kind of with this. I will say that this is own voices for the representation of a parent dealing with a transgender child. Laurie Frankel, from what I understand, has a transgender child and child who has dealt with gender dysmorphia. So from that aspect, it's own voices, but obviously it's not own voices in terms of the actual transgender parts. And I did have a look on Goodreads before when I finished the book, to try to find some own voices reviews, and I couldn't find any. I'm not saying that they don't exist. If you guys know an easy or like a quick way to find own voices reviews, I did also do a Google. I went through like 3 pages of reviews and skimmed the reviews on Goodreads trying to find own voices, and I couldn't. So I'm not sure. Maybe I should have done a more in-depth search. So I'm just not sure what the best way is to find own voices reviews. But in any event, I thought this book was amazing. It really showed how hard this would be to deal with as a parent, not because you have any issue or any prejudice or any bigotry or anything like that towards what your child is going through, but just through knowing that your child is going to, like, their life is going to be hard. It's going to be a much harder life than what it would be if they weren't going through this, and that they are going to suffer such prejudice and bigotry against them, and you know, and the decisions that they have to make on behalf of their like child, because their child's only young at the start of the story. Not the start of the story, you get kind of from the very beginning, like from when they're pregnant, well, even before they're pregnant with this child, all the way up until the child's about 10 or 11, I think we get. But so obviously this child is young, so the parents are making these decisions. They are having to read into what the child is happening with the child and what the child is saying and feeling, but still having to keep into account that the child is young and that they are making decisions now, like the things that they're doing now, like, you know, are going to affect their whole lives, and how much weight do they put on that? Like, how far down the path do they go of having a transgender child at this age? It was just, it was really, really interesting. The parents in this were amazing, like, and the whole, like, family dynamics. This child is the youngest of 5. There are 5 children in the family, and they're all biologically boys. So the older 4 are all boys, and then obviously this 5th child was biologically born as a boy. And so it's just, it touched on so many different aspects, and it was so interesting. Like, you know, how do you know who you are? It's just, I thought this book was really, really good. I would highly recommend. It has like an average star rating on Goodreads of like a 4.2. So it's got some pretty positive reviews, and I'm in 100% agreement. I gave this 5 stars. I really, really liked it. So I then moved on to the audiobook for Salt to the Sea by RatherBeReading. So I don't think I know how far through I am. Let me just check. How far through am I? 36% of the way through this on audio, so I'll be able to finish this one off tomorrow. This is a young adult historical fiction set during World War II, and we're following several different perspectives of characters, and I'm still kind of figuring out exactly what's going on, so I don't really have too much to report about it so far, but so far it's been like pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to kind of see where we're headed with that. I then also picked up, so because I finished Burn for Burn, I then moved on to my next read, which is a read from my Kindle. It is The Grave Tender by Eliza Maxwell. So this is finally, it's the 19th today, and I'm finally picking up my first read for March Mystery Madness because I suck. And this is also the group book for the Deadly Divas book club. I'll leave a link to the Deadly Divas book club down below for you guys to check out in case you want to participate in future months. So The Grave Tender is a thriller, an adult thriller, I guess, and it's one of those books that's really hard to kind of say what it's about. All I'm going to say is that it's about a girl or a woman who is returning to her small town. I can't really think of anything else to say apart from that without giving stuff away, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I made excellent progress on this today. I am 73% of the way through this, so there is a real good chance that I could maybe finish that tonight, which would be amazing. I am enjoying it. It definitely has gone to some places that I wasn't expecting, and I'm kind of interested to see. I think the ending of this book is going to make or break it for me as to whether I end up really enjoying it or really disliking it, so I'm really interested to kind of see where that goes. I do have knitting group tonight. My sister's actually not going, but I wanted to go tonight because I can't make next Monday's knitting group because I'm going to see Bruno Mars in concert next Monday. Woohoo! So I wanted to go tonight because I'm not going to be able to make it next week. But so yeah, I have that on. So, but I've been, like, The Grave Tender has been so quick and easy to read, and there is a really good chance that I could finish that tonight. So I could potentially finish that tonight. I am hoping to finish Salt to the Sea tomorrow. I finished a book last night. I finished another book on audio today. I've just, some good reading progress has been made in the last couple of days, guys. I'm really pleased with it. That is probably all I have to report for this particular clip. I will check in with you guys when I get home from work tomorrow and let you know whether I finished Grave Tender tonight and how I got on with Salt to the Sea if I finished it. But yeah, I'll definitely talk to you guys again soon. Hi guys, so it is about 10 to 6 on Tuesday, the 20th of March. I am once again home from work for the day, so I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a reading update because I've made, once again, pretty good progress since I last spoke to you guys. So last night I ended up finishing The Grave Tender, so I ended up finishing that book in a day, which is really good. I had kind of mixed feelings on the book. I thought that it wasn't as thrillery or even like suspenseful as what I was expecting. It was more of a kind of dark family saga. Huge trigger warnings in this as well. I wrote them down for rape, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, child molestation, and incest. So it's got a whole lot of dark subject matter going on. It was super quick to read, obviously. Like, I read the whole thing in a day. It was really easy to read and consume. I did think that it had some pacing issues, and there were a few kind of plot points that I thought were added in that then were kind of just dropped off without ever being picked up or like kind of tied off properly. That I just, and like they weren't needed, like they could have just been left out entirely, so I wasn't sure why they were there. It was overall pretty enjoyable. Like, it was an enjoyable read, like insofar as something this dark can be, but it wasn't anything like totally amazing, I didn't think. In the end, I gave it 3 stars. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything special. I then also today completed the audiobook of Salt to the Sea by RatherBeReading. This is the book that I was reading, had started listening to yesterday. This is really good. It was a really, really, really good. So this is a YA historical fiction, as I mentioned, and it basically follows 3 characters who are making their way to the, the Wilhelm Gustave, I want to say, which is a ship. And then you also have the perspective of a 4th character who's a German soldier who is on the ship. And their stories kind of like converge. And it's just about kind of the trials and tribulations of these like characters as they are trying to survive, basically. It's very late in World War II, so, you know, there's a lot of kind of shit going on. I thought this was really good. The 3 characters who you're following on their journey, I adored every one of those characters. Like, I really, really did love them. I was really invested in their story. It's really provides like a really kind of like stark depiction of human nature and the things that humans will do in a wartime situation, in both good and bad ways. Like, you see how far some people are willing to go to help people, and then but you also see the horrible atrocities that people will do to other people in order to survive themselves. So it was like, it had that, and it was really harrowing in parts. It is a maritime disaster. So I had never heard of this maritime disaster, and I think that's one of the reasons why RatherBeReading wrote a book based on this maritime disaster, because there were, I believe, 9,000 people. Sorry, there were 10,000 people on the Wilhelm Gustave when the disaster happened, and 9,000 people were killed. So a lot of people died, and like the scenes during kind of the maritime disaster were very reminiscent of Titanic. So fun fact about me, I saw Titanic in the cinemas when it came out, and I actually had to leave the cinema. I was 10 or 11. When did it come out? 97? Oh, so I wasn't even 10. I was 9. Yeah, it would have been 9, I guess, when it came out, and we saw it in my parents, like, it was like a big deal, obviously, when Titanic came out, and we went to see it in cinemas, and I had to leave the cinema and go sit outside during the part of the movie where the ship was sinking, more particularly the part where people were, like, throwing themselves off the ship, like, trying to survive, and, like, everyone was dying. I really couldn't handle it. I've seen Titanic a million times, and I love Titanic now, but when I saw that when I was young, it, like, really was hard to watch. Obviously, like, I couldn't watch. I had to leave the cinema because I was really upset. And it was very reminiscent of the scenes in Titanic, these horrible, horrible, horrible scenes. It was very, and I don't know if it was just because I was thinking of Titanic that it was so vivid to me, like what was happening. I thought Ruta Sepetys, like her writing, it really was brilliant. The only issue I had with the book at all was the ending felt a little abrupt. The transition from the book kind of into the ending part happened very abruptly, and I was a bit confused. I was listening to it on audiobook, so I didn't have like an obvious like break-in chapter type of thing, and I was a bit confused at first that the story kind of as we knew it had moved on to another part, and I was a bit confused. And it did feel a little bit abrupt to me, but that is literally my only criticism of the book. I thought it was brilliant. So in the end, I'm giving that 4.5 stars. I thought it was really, really good. And then also, in addition to all that reading, I have made heaps of progress on Fire with Fire by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. So I only started this today because I finished Grave Tender last night before I went to bed, and I'm on page 219. So I managed to get 200 pages read just like on my commute and my lunch break, because this is such easy reading, which is a good thing, because this second book, ignore my gigantic bookmark, this second book in the series is, I don't know if you can see how big this is, it is over 500 pages. The first book was only like 320 to 350. I can't remember exactly how many pages. Oh, I will have it in my phone. Hold on, I'll be able to tell you how many pages it was because I would have written it down. It was 356. And then this book, I think, is like I would have written this down too. It's 517 pages. So this one is much larger than the first one. So I was surprised when I picked this up and I realized how big it was. But I've made really good progress, like I said. So I'm almost halfway, and I only started this today. And I don't have anything going on tonight. I have to upload a video, but it's already edited. Like I literally just have to upload it, so that will be easy peasy. I wouldn't mind doing the first round of edits on the other video that I have to get up this week, but like apart from that, I literally am just going to be like reading and watching BookTube and just chillaxing really. So hopefully I can get really far through this, because it seems entirely possible that I'll be able to finish this tomorrow, which is really good, because after this I need to pick up, I have a novella and the next book in a series that are from the library that I need to read that are overdue. So I would love to be able to read those and get those finished before Saturday so that I can return those to the library on Saturday. So yeah, that's the reading update. I've made really good progress. I'm really pleased with myself. March, it's turning out to be a really great reading month. I had read 9 books in the first half of the month. And that was with having read Gone with the Wind being one of those 9 books. And already, so that was from the 1st through the 15th, and it's the 20th today. So in like the 5 days since then, I think I finished like 5 books or something like that in that 5 days. So really good progress is being made in March. I'm really happy with my March reading month so far. So yeah, I think that's it for this particular clip. I'll talk to you guys, as is my standard weekly night update, when I get home from work tomorrow. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 5:30 on Wednesday, the 21st of March. Just home from work. Surprise, surprise. Thought I'd give you guys a reading update. Once again, we've had a pretty good reading time in like the past 24 hours. So last night in Fire with Fire, I managed to make it to about just over page 300. So I was really happy with that. And then today on my lunch break, I finished this. So that's totally amazing. I read this entire over 500 page book in just over a day and a half. This is so easy to read. Like I read more than 100 pages of this on my lunch break, and my lunch break is an hour, but I wasn't reading the whole time. Like I was making my lunch and then eating my lunch, kind of going through my phone. So I was reading for maybe 30 to 40 minutes max, and I read more than 100 pages in that time. So it really is so super easy to read. I loved this. I gave the first book 3.25 stars, and basically most of the problems that I had with that first book are resolved in this book. The ending of this book was so good, and kudos to Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian for the ride that they took us on from book one into this. And I can see now the things that I kind of had issues with in book one, I can kind of see why they were there now. Like, they kind of needed to be there, but that doesn't necessarily make when you're reading that one on its own any more enjoyable. But this one, oh, so good. So the only real issues that I had with this was that I did think that 500 pages is a bit long. You do get a lot of just like kind of the day-to-day high school life of the characters, which I don't think is all that necessarily. Is that a sentence? Anyway, but at the same time, it's so quick and easy to read that it didn't really bother me. I will also say that there is a lot of use, not like a lot, but like the word slut is like used a bit about, like, normally by female characters about other female characters and such, but at the same time, it felt pretty true to the high school experience. Like, and it's awful to think about now as an adult, and I know how awful this is, but there were times when I would make mean comments about other girls in high school. And so I kind of get, like, I kind of can, you know, it seems true to life. And even, like, there's swearing in this, which, again, I'm glad it's not over the top, but it's in there. And I think it's really realistic, again, to the high school experience. Like, high schoolers say fuck. And if you think that high schoolers don't say fuck, then you don't know any high schoolers, or you haven't been in high school. So I thought this was so good. I gave this 4.5 stars. I only gave the first one 3.25. I gave this 4.5. Like, this is more than a whole star above the first book, and I'm so excited to read the third book and find out what's going to happen next. And how it's going to end. I'm scared almost now to read the third book that it's not going to be as good as the second one, but I'm hopeful. I then also today started listening to the audiobook for The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I am 56% of the way through that, so I should hopefully get that one done tomorrow. This is a literary fiction that is set in a Black community. And it basically follows three characters, Nadia, Aubrey, and Luke are kind of the three main characters, and it's kind of about their intertwining stories. I don't want to go into too much more details than that. I have to say that I've been struggling to concentrate on it. I haven't been able to really immerse myself in it. Like, it hasn't been as engaging as I would have liked for it to have been, but hopefully I can get more fully immersed in it in the second half of it tomorrow and finish it off, and hopefully it finishes off really strong. So now that I finished Fire with Fire, I need to move on to some library books, and originally the next library book that I would have needed to have picked up is Fruits Basket the Collector's Edition Volume 2, but I've actually decided not to continue with that series, only because I did enjoy the first book. I think I gave it 3 stars, the first, like, collection. Like I said, I think I gave it 3 stars, but in the couple of months since I've read that first one, I couldn't tell you a single character's name, and because that manga series has all to do with the Chinese zodiac, and there's a different character, I think, that represents each of the Chinese zodiacs. We haven't met them all yet, but we've met a bunch of them. I couldn't tell you which ones we've met, which character was which Chinese zodiac. And in addition to that, the series is super long. There's like 17 or 18, I think, at least, collector's edition volumes, and so it's a real investment anyway, and I wasn't totally in love with it, and I don't remember enough about it to keep reading, so I've just decided that I'm not going to go any further with that manga series, so I'll just return. I had both 2 and 3 out from the library, so I'll just return both of those to the library without reading them. So instead, I've picked up Plum Lucky by Janet Ivanovic. This is the book 13.5. It's the novella that comes between books 13 and 14 in the Stephanie Plum series. I've, like, made a really slight start in this. I'm on page 23. It's a novella, but it's a fairly, like, a lengthy for a novella. This is almost 170 pages, so it's almost like a short book. So yes, I really enjoyed the last novella that I read in this series, so I'm hoping this one's really fun as well. Like I said, I've literally only read a chapter. I do have soccer training tonight. I need to leave for that in just under an hour, so I've got a bit of time now before I leave. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to report. Hopefully, I would love to. I don't think I'll finish this tonight because I'd need to read like 140 pages, which when I've got training on is very unlikely. But I'm hoping to get like maybe halfway through this tonight because I would love to finish both this, and I'll also straight on from picking this up, be picking up Fearless 14, which is the 14th book in the series, because I would love to be able to return both of those to the library this weekend as well. So yeah, I think that's it for this update. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when I get home from work. Hi guys, it is 5:45 p.m. just about on, what day is it? Thursday. Christ almighty. It's Thursday, the 22nd of March. I'm just home from work. You know, I don't know why I say that every day. You basically know what's going on. I'm home from work, so I decided to do an update. I finished 2 books today. That's right. I'm revealing myself that I can't do a 2 fingers with this hand because this finger doesn't bend down the way it's supposed to. Anyway, unrelated. I finished 2 books today. First off, on audio, I finished The Mothers by Britt Bennett. I've got mixed feelings about it. I think I mentioned yesterday, I really struggled to get into it. I didn't find it particularly engaging or immersive. So this is a diverse book. It is set in a Black community. All 3 of the main characters are Black, and it is own voices. The author Britt Bennett is Black, so that's all really good. But I didn't like any of the characters, and I don't think that necessarily you were supposed to. I mean, I guess I kind of liked Aubrey, but I didn't like Luke or Nadia. Anyway, I struggled to get into it. I wasn't immersed in it. I did think that there was some interesting commentary in it on how decisions that you make can affect your life on an ongoing basis. You know, and it can affect your life kind of like, you know, for years and years to come. And so I found that part kind of interesting. But apart from that, I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know. I think maybe I would have enjoyed this more if I'd read it in physical format. Like, the audiobook was fine, but I think maybe I would have gotten into it more if I'd been reading it. Like, maybe I wasn't concentrating enough. I don't know. I didn't love it. So in the end, I'm giving that 3 stars. Like, it was okay, but it wasn't amazing. I then finished Plum Lucky today by Janet Ivanovic. This is the novella. It's a lengthy-ish novella, though, because it's like 160 pages. I didn't get anywhere near as much read of this last night as I thought I would. I was on, like, page 45 or something like that last night. I am always overambitious in how much reading I think I'm going to get done on nights where I've got, like, training or something going on. So you think I would learn by now, but I've been getting a lot of reading done the past few days, so I'm totally fine with it. So I finished this today while I was at work. I enjoyed this. It was okay. It was pretty typical for the series. Nothing overly fantastic. This whole series has got some kind of patriarchal issues, I'll say. But it's just your kind of typical chick lit type series, and this was enjoyable. So I gave this 3.5 stars, and I then started on, oh Jesus, glare, Fearless 14 by Janet Ivanovic. This is the 14th book in the series. I'm on page 75, and this is just over 300 pages, so I've made decent-ish progress in this. I don't have anything going on tonight. I have a video that I need to get uploaded tonight that I want to go live tomorrow morning, but I already did the initial edit of it the other night, so I only have to like put in the pictures and stuff and then export it and upload it, etc. So that shouldn't take up too much of my time, so hopefully I can get a good chunk of reading done. But yeah, I think that's it. Friday tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, that's it, I think. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Hi guys, it is 5 p.m. on Friday the 23rd of March. I got to leave work a little bit early today, which was really nice. So time for the daily kind of reading update. So last night I got about 2/3 of the way through this. I didn't read as much as I thought I might, only because my dad texted me and let me know the Gogglebox was on. So I watched a Gogglebox for an hour. But I did finish this today while I was at work. This is the 14th book in the series, hence the name Fearless 14. This is pretty stock standard for the series. Like, didn't overly blow me away. I really do like the main relationship of this series, and I'm kind of, like I've said before, I'm really wanting it to progress further, but I do at the same time just really enjoy that relationship generally. Like I said, this one was enjoyable, nothing groundbreaking. I gave this 3.5 stars. I then made a start on Ashes to Ashes by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This is the third and final book in the Burn for Burn trilogy. I'm on page 65. This is just under 400 pages, so I should definitely be able to get this finished this weekend. I have soccer training again tonight, but it is finally the weekend, which is always a good thing. That's basically all I have to report. I'll check in with you guys at some point during the day tomorrow and let you know kind of what's going on and how my reading is going. So I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Hi guys, it is about 3 on Saturday, the 24th of March. Normally on Saturdays we get a car clip, but I've literally been out all day. I just got home like 5 minutes ago. And I was also with my mum the entire time, so I probably wouldn't have been able to film anyway. So I went to coffee this morning. And then my mum and I just basically went straight from coffee and have been like out shopping most of the day. I wanted to go to Officeworks because I've wanted to. So I've been toying with the idea of a while of trying to do some bullet journaling, but I really didn't want to pay for an actual bullet journal because they're really expensive. And I wanted something that I could like test out my skills and that would be inexpensive, so that if I completely stuffed it up or I hated it, I hadn't spent a lot of money on it. So, and I was really pleased. I ended up finding a spiral bound, like dot grid notebook that's just got like a clear cover. Like, it's not anything great, but it was $4. So I was really happy with that. And then I just got like a couple of pens and some highlighters, which I could use for a lot of things if I decide not to keep bullet journaling. So yes, we went to Officeworks, and then my mum wanted to buy pajamas for my niece and nephew for Easter. And then we're just doing like some general kind of shopping. We had lunch, and now I'm home. In terms of a reading update, I've literally read nothing since I last spoke to you. So I had soccer training last night, and when I got home, I was quite tired, and I just didn't read anything, and I went to bed. And then today, like I said, I've been out all day and I've just got home. I don't have anything going on this afternoon or tonight, so I'll basically probably just spend the afternoon reading and watching BookTube, and then we'll probably spend this evening either watching some movies or maybe watching some TV, because I've actually, since I made the television tag, I've been really in the mood to start getting back into some of the TV shows. So yeah. Do I have anything else to report? I don't think so. This is actually going to be the last day of this vlog, so this could potentially be the last clip, because the only way I would really need to update you is if I finished Ashes to Ashes tonight, which I don't think is likely because I still need to read like over 300 pages of that, which probably won't happen today. So I'll probably see you guys in the outro. So that was my reading vlog. I've been really happy with how my reading has been going over the past week of March. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below how your reading month is going. Have you been doing as well as me? I'd love to chat down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys.